Greetings, viewer of The Pioneer. How are you doing? I hope you're all healthy and well. We have also mentioned in the last map reports, we mentioned that there are new developments regarding the Belgorod region of the Russian Federation. Previously, the Free Russian Legion had crossed the borders of the Russian Federation many times and made critical gains. Even at the beginning of the summer month, it captured important positions within the dominance areas of the Russian armed forces. They also protected these positions for a long time. According to the latest reports, the Free Russian Legion troops again carried out cross-border operations in the Belgorod region. During this operation, the Free Russian Legion troops crossed the border in almost complete silence and advanced a considerable distance into a territory of the Russian Federation. They hit some targets belonging to the Russian army, destroyed some fortifications. They then retreated. So what are the details of the operations carried out by the Free Russian Legion? Let's take a look at the developments together. As the Pioneer team, we continue to bring the Russia-Ukraine war to your screens. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so as not to miss our daily map reports and reports on the agenda. I also read all your comments. Please continue to express your opinion about our content in the comments. I'm very pleased to read your comments. Now, let's start if you are ready. The Pioneer reports. Let's remember the Free Russian Legion. The Free Russian Legion consists of Russian citizens who are uncomfortable with the Russian lure and oppose the Russian occupation of Ukraine. There are different groups serving in the Ukrainian armed forces. Many of these groups are recognized as part of the Ukrainian armed forces. However, the situation is slightly different with the Free Russian Legion. The Free Russian Legion serves within the Ukrainian armed forces. To a large extent, the Legion decides and carries out all operations on its own. Throughout the occupation of Ukraine, the Legion voluntarily opposed the expansionism of the Russian Federation states and wants both to end the Russian occupation of Ukraine and for Vladimir Putin to lose power in the Russian lands. We mentioned this at the beginning of our report. Last summer, the Free Russian Legion launched cross-border operations in the Belgorod Oblast, which is located in the southwest of the Russian Federation on the border with Ukraine. Even during these operations, the Free Russian Legion troops take control of some villages and wave the flag they called the Free Russian Legion flag in this region. The border guards of the Russian army had largely failed to repel the Free Russian Legion. Therefore, this region was first fortified by the Chechen troops serving in the Russian army. However, Chechen troops were also unable to drive the Free Russian Legion out of the Russia's borders for a long time. In addition, the most striking details in these operations was that the number of casualties of the Free Russian Legion was quite low. The Free Russian Legion recently made a new statement, stating that the Legion re-entered the borders of the Russian Federation and organized an operation in Belgorod Oblast. First, let's give you the statements from the Legion. Then, let's give the details about the operations we have obtained from the local sources. The Free Russian Legion's statements about the operations in question are as follows. We report the following. Legion assault groups have fulfilled all their tasks and successfully returned to the territory of Ukraine. In any ambiguous situation, you will hear propagandists say that there are no casualties. They do it all the time, but don't believe it. The Russian army suffered losses. Hear from us what really happened. The assault groups of the Free Russian Legion entered the Belgorod region of the Russian Federation, destroyed a detachment fortress of the Russian army near Tebrenko, where Putin's troops are also located. They fulfilled their mission and have already returned. We will share photos and videos after listening a little, but first let's take a look. We wonder what Putin and his friends will say about the operation. Will they deny it or confirm it? A small note. On the way back, we left an interesting riddle for the specialists of Putin engineering troops. Go out, update the maps of the minefields. We also tell all the Kremlin correspondents who write about the Free Russian Legion and Ukrainian sabotage groups. We are Russian volunteers, and we have the right to return home whenever we want. We enter the motherland when we want and leave it when we want. This is not for Putin or you to decide. As it can be seen, the Free Russian Legion has dealt a heavy psychological blow to the Russian army with the operations it carried out. According to the information we have obtained from sources in the region, a detachment fortress belonging to the Russian army was destroyed in the operations carried out by the Free Russian Legion's troops. Moreover, the fact that this operation took place within the borders of the Russian Federation is quite critical. The fact that the Free Russian Legion has carried out these operations by entering the borders of the Russian Federation shows that the Russian army does not have a full control of the Russian borders. It is also noteworthy that the unofficial Russian sources constantly claim that the Ukrainian sabotage groups carried out these operations. As we mentioned, the Free Russian Legion consists of people who are against the Russian administration. Therefore, the Russian sources are trying to hide the fact that these Russian citizens are against the Russian administration. In this way, they are trying to show that there is no threat and opposition to the Russian administration. The Free Russian Legion, on the other hand, clearly rejects these allegations with its statements. We talked about the possibility that the Russian army does not have a control over its borders. This was once again proven by the operations carried out by the Free Russian Legion. There are claims that the Free Russian Legion will carry out another operation in the coming days. However, let us state that these are still claims. The following days will show us whether these claims will be true or not. While the Free Russian Legion carried out these operations, the front line was very active. The Russian army is trying to keep the Ukrainian army under pressure with its operations on the Donetsk front line. However, the Ukrainian army is quite furious. In this region, the losses of the Russian army have increased considerably. Moreover, for a long time, the losses of the Russian army remained on the conflict line. Recently, the body of the lifeless Russian soldiers who was found to have been destroyed about 2 weeks ago was found. Moreover, the Russian soldiers had also left a note. Russian soldiers Rudovkov has lost his life along with the 8 people in this unit. Rudovkov's note said the following: "Whoever find me, take care of my mother, sister and brother." It can be seen the Russian soldier entrusts his family to his fellow soldiers while losing his life. But didn't the Russian administration promise the soldiers to take care of their families? This situation clearly shows that the Russian soldiers do not trust the Russian administration. So what do you think? Do you think the Free Russian Legion will continue its operations? Do you consider the Free Russian Legion successful? Do you think the Russian army is unable to protect its borders? What's your opinions about the Russian soldiers' note? Let me know in the comments. I read and care about all your comments.